What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to go into detail on when to have the talk, when to bring up the what are we. Now, if you haven't yet, please, ladies, 285 pages. I have an attraction guide down below where you can build so much attraction you don't even have to bring up the talk. He's going to, because he's going to want to take you off the market. Everything you need to do to attract a guy long term and get him to see you from go from friends with benefits or casual to something committed. Link is down below. It's in that book, okay? So, jumping right into this. I am a big believer, if you have been watching my stuff for a while, I am a big believer on the 6 to 8 dates or 6 to 8 weeks, whatever comes first. And there are two reasons why I say this. Number one, I think what's more important is not being worried about bringing it up early so much as bringing it up too late. And the reason I say this is it gets to a point where, in my opinion, I think guys know pretty early on, I mean like the first week, ladies, what he kind of is wanting from you. I am a big believer that everything is premeditated. That's just my opinion. People think I'm cynical when I say that. I do think things are very premeditated though. And when you're talking to a guy and he doesn't know what he wants to do with you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks or 8 dates in, that's crazy talk. That's delusional. That's not the case. Okay, he's bullshitting you. So the reason I say it's more important to not let it go on past 8 dates because, number one, a guy already knows. Okay, he knows. And secondly, the longer you let it go, and usually women let it go because they are afraid to bring it up. They don't feel like there's enough attractions there. They're afraid of the answer. They want a little more time to convince the guy. Maybe the guy said no before and she's hopeful. It can be 1,000 things. But the longer it goes after 8 weeks, the more unlikely he's ever going to commit because now it's something just casual. I mean, listen, you can't say something's casual when you're only talking for a week. You can't say something's casual when you only meet each other a couple times. You can't say it's casual when you're 3 weeks or 3 months in, 4 months in, 5 months in, 6 months in, and you don't have a title. That's what you have to understand, ladies. When you don't have a title and the longer it goes, the more just the vibe, the atmosphere it's something casual. So that's the first reason why I tell women you have to bring it up at 6 to 8 dates. The other reason is to kind of just give you a timeline on when to actually say it. Because if you say it too early, you might be, now again, this isn't as important as saying it too late, but I still want to give you a reference. Because if you bring it up too early, you risk the chance of, freaking them out, becoming too needy, clingy, based on the context maybe, and things like that. You don't have enough time to build your case. You don't have enough time to maximize attraction. So when it does come up, or maybe he brings it up, right? It's like, okay, yeah, we're both on the same page. Let's do this, awesome. And the transition to a relationship. But there is one thing I want to talk about, or I just want to touch on real fast, and that is there is a big difference between bringing up the talk of what are we, the ultimatum, the relationship talk versus what you're looking for. In the beginning, whether it's in your profile, actually, if it's on a dating app, it should be in your profile, and you should be saying it when you're messaging in the app. Hey, just so I know, what are you looking for? However you want to say it. You both need to know what you two are looking for. Women make the biggest mistake not bringing it up. And then, a guy, like I had a client where on the second date, the guy asked her to come over. And she's like, why is he doing this? And I'm like, well, did you tell him what you were looking for? She's like, no, it's too early. I'm like, well, then there you go. If you're not, it's framing. And again, I talk about all this in my attraction guide. I talk about context. I talk about framing and how to avoid this type of stuff. But it's called framing. If you don't frame the interactions, he's going to do it for you. If I'm literally walking up, here's my switch, whatever. If I'm walking up to the counter and there's no price tag on this, then I have to ask, well, what's the price? Or I can start negotiating and bargaining and all that kind of stuff. But there is none of that when I go to the shelf and it says, hey, it's $59.99 or $60. It's like, okay, I know. You have to preface it. So when you're not bringing up the topic of that's later on, but when you're not bringing up the talk, what are you looking for? What's your goal at the end of this? All that kind of stuff. If you don't bring that up, he's going to be inviting you over on the second date. That's just how it is, ladies. Okay? So that being said, ladies, I love you all. Take care. If you have not got my guide yet, link is down below. Love you. Take care and peace.